I'm pumping on the chest of a little 17-year-old boy. How would you feel?
So difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was up.
Brace yourselves for the jaw, dropping revelations about scene Diddy Combs that are set to shake the entertainment world to its core. We all know the headlines about nightclub shootings and wild allegations, but the shocking truth behind Diddy's dark past is even more disturbing. Gene Deal, one of Diddy's most vocal critics, has unveiled explosive new details about a tragic incident involving a minor during a stampede.
I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. As Diddy faces a potential life sentence amid serious trafficking allegations, comparisons to notorious figures like Jeffrey Epstein and R. Kelly are surfacing. Legal experts warn that Diddy could soon be behind bars for life if these accusations hold up in court. The scandal has already led to federal raids on his properties, where agents searched for damning evidence. The gravity of these allegations is compounded by recent accusations from his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, who has courageously stepped forward with claims of physical abuse.
Just last week, federal agents raided 2 homes of rapper and music mogul Sean P. Diddy Combs in Los Angeles and Miami. Combs is the subject of a federal investigation.
As more victims emerge with horrifying stories of assault and trafficking, the true extent of Diddy's controversial and dangerous behavior is becoming impossible to ignore. Get ready for a deep dive into the allegations and controversies surrounding one of hip-hop's most influential figures. This is a story of power, abuse, and a potential downfall that could redefine the legacy of Scene Diddy Combs forever.
And in this lawsuit, he claims that essentially P. Diddy was the Epstein of the rap industry.
The tragic events of December 28, 1991 still haunt those who were there. That night, a stampede erupted at a charity basketball game organized by Scene Puff Daddy Combs at the City College of New York's Gymnasium, resulting in 8 fatalities and numerous injuries. The disaster unfolded as an impatient crowd of over 5,000 attempted to push their way into a venue with a capacity of only 2,700. This dangerous overcrowding, paired with insufficient security measures, created a deadly scenario that would leave a permanent stain on Daddy's career.
Well, then in 1991, there was the Heavy D and Puff Daddy celebrity basketball game.
City College tragedy.
On that fateful evening, the allure of seeing celebrities like Boyz II Men, Run, Demasy, and Jodeci attracted thousands more than anticipated. The gym's limited space quickly became overwhelmed. With only one door open for entry, the crowd outside grew increasingly restless.
A few times I thought I was going to pass out because it was hot on that staircase. You know what I'm saying? And when they closed the doors, I knew something was going down.
Eyewitness accounts describe the scene as chaotic, with small fights breaking out and tensions escalating as the start time of the game approached. When organizers decided to close the doors to the building's entrance to prevent further overcrowding, pandemonium ensued.
We were there at the doorway pulling people in, trying to get them. It was bananas. I pulled friends through the door.
Former bodyguard Gene Deal recently shared a harrowing account of that night in an interview. According to Deal, the chaos that led to the deadly stampede was exacerbated by Diddy's decision to cut costs on security. Deal revealed that he was forced to perform resuscitation on a teenager caught in the crush, a haunting memory that still lingers with him.
You really think it's Diddy fault? Why you believe that?
Because you don't cut security to save $1.
As the crowd surged forward, the pressure became unbearable. Glass windows shattered, and people were trampled in the stairwell leading to the gym. Inside, attendees were packed so tightly they could barely move. Charmaine Jones, a survivor, vividly recalls being pushed through a glass window pane, struggling to breathe. "We survived by hiding in a bathroom stall," Jones recounted. "The 3 of us squeezed in there until everything calmed down." The aftermath was a scene of horror. Bodies were strewn across the floor, and the injured lay unattended for agonizing minutes before help arrived. An announcement over the intercom declared the game canceled and instructed people to leave, triggering yet another wave of panic. Lynette Delane, then 18, described the chaos as people trampled over each other in a desperate attempt to escape. "A girl was sitting on my chest, unconscious," Delane said. "I just thank God I'm still alive." Despite the tragedy, no criminal charges were brought against Combs. However, a civil case ruled that he was partly responsible for the disaster due to inadequate event planning and security. Judge Lewis C. Benza criticized the event's organization, stating, "It does not take an Einstein to know that young people attending a rap concert camouflaged as a celebrity basketball game who have paid as much as $20 a ticket would not be very happy and easy to control if they were unable to gain admission to the event because it was oversold."
And you blame Diddy for that?
Yeah, I do. It's his fault.
For the families of the victims, the pain of that night never faded. Jason Swain, who lost his brother Dirk in the stampede, believes Diddy never fully owned up to his role. "I lost my big brother, my best friend," Swain said. Diddy never really apologized. Whatever's happening to him now, it's karma. In recent years, as Diddy faces new allegations of trafficking and abuse, the shadow of the 1991 stampede looms large. Former attendees like Carcy Miles, who narrowly escaped the crush, reflect on the mogul's troubled past with a sense of inevitability. "I think his past deeds are coming back to him," Miles said. "I can't say I'm surprised." Gene Deal's interview adds a chilling layer to the narrative. He detailed how the lack of proper security measures and Diddy's cost-cutting decisions directly contributed to the tragedy. "We didn't have enough guards to control the crowd," Deal explained. "And when things went south, we were ill-prepared to handle it." The stampede at City College was a pivotal moment in Diddy's career. Though he managed to rebuild his reputation and achieve enormous success, the memories of that night and the lives lost continued to resurface, especially as new scandals threatened to bring his empire down once more.
I was pumping the chest of one little boy when my man was crying, talking about, "Yo, this is my first time him being out. This is the first time him being out, bruh."
As the investigation into his alleged crimes progresses, the tragic events of 1991 serve as a grim reminder of the consequences of negligence and the enduring impact of past actions.
I say, Puff, if they don't do a boxing one outside and get these kids off the door, somebody gonna die tonight. He said, "Gene, don't worry about that."
But how did Diddy manage to remain untouchable for nearly 3 decades? The question lingers. Was he protected by powerful allies who helped him evade justice? His connections with the criminal underworld and law-breaking activities paint a picture of a hardened criminal and abuser dodging repercussions time and time again. Diddy's involvement in the East Coast, West Coast hip-hop rivalry is well documented. His feud with Suge Knight, the notorious head of Death Row Records, defined the 90s hip-hop scene. This rivalry culminated in the assassinations of Tupac and the notorious B.I.G., with rumors swirling that Diddy may have played a role. Despite these persistent whispers, he managed to emerge unscathed, his empire growing ever larger.
Claims that he was also told Combs' head of security, Fahim Muhammad, had the power to make people disappear.
Fast forward to the early 2000s, and Diddy found himself embroiled in yet another scandal. In 1999, he was charged with assault after an altercation with Steve Stout, the president of Interscope Records, over an unedited music video scene. Diddy allegedly attacked Stout with a chair, telephone, and champagne bottle.
I've seen the media portray me like I'm a gangster, which is just not the case.
Despite the severity of the incident, he received a mere slap on the wrist. 1 day of anger management. This light sentence raised eyebrows, suggesting influential figures might be shielding him from harsher consequences. The drama didn't end there. In 1999, Diddy and then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez were involved in a nightclub shooting in New York. 3 people were injured and both were arrested. While Lopez's charges were dropped, Diddy faced trial for battery and gun possession. He claimed victimhood to systemic racism in the criminal justice system and was ultimately acquitted. However, his protege, rapper Shine, wasn't as fortunate. Shine served 9 years in prison, alleging Diddy betrayed him to save himself. This incident further fueled the perception of Diddy's invincibility and the possible influence of powerful protectors.
It's just crazy. Just read.
As if these controversies weren't enough, the recent allegations by ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura have thrust Diddy's violent tendencies back into the spotlight. Cassie accused him of a decade-long pattern of abuse, trafficking, and even blowing up rapper Kid Cudi's car out of jealousy. The chilling detail that Cudi confirmed the car explosion adds weight to these accusations, casting a shadow over Diddy's carefully crafted public persona. Diddy's history is littered with incidents of violence and intimidation. His ability to dodge significant legal repercussions points to a network of powerful connections and a knack for evading justice. As more victims come forward and lawsuits pile up, the question remains, how long can Diddy continue to escape accountability?
It really did open the floodgates, as you said, because it detailed almost 2 decades of hidden coercion.
Legal experts are now chiming in with a grim forecast for seeing Diddy Combs. Naima Rahmani, a renowned attorney, has compared Diddy's situation to the notorious cases of Jeffrey Epstein and R. Kelly, suggesting that Diddy could face a similarly devastating downfall. There's no possible plea that is going to get him off with a slap on the wrist or probation, Rahmani stated, underscoring the severity of the charges. If prosecutors succeed, Diddy could spend the rest of his life in prison, much like R. Kelly, who is currently serving a 20-year sentence. The potential for a life sentence looms large as the federal investigation intensifies. Homeland Security agents recently raided Diddy's Los Angeles and Miami residences, seeking evidence related to trafficking and other criminal activities, including potential firearm charges. Rahmani pointed out that a conviction on even one count of trafficking carries a minimum sentence of 10 to 15 years. This is especially damning considering the accusations span multiple jurisdictions and involve numerous victims.
Man, I ain't gonna lie.
As more victims step into the spotlight and lawsuits continue to mount, the consensus among legal experts is clear. Diddy's days of evading justice may be numbered. I don't think it's a matter of if, I think it's a matter of when Diddy will be arrested, Rahmani speculated, emphasizing the likelihood of an imminent arrest warrant. Ultimately, the allegations and ongoing investigation paint a bleak picture for Diddy's future. As his empire teeters on the brink of collapse, the entertainment world watches, wondering if this is finally the moment when Scene Diddy, Combs will be held accountable for his actions, much like the infamous figures who came before him. What do you think about these shocking revelations? Could this finally be the moment Scene Diddy Combs faces the consequences of his actions? Or will he find a way to evade justice once again? Do you believe powerful connections have shielded him all these years? Or is there more to the story? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, stay curious.